Harold Ford, let's look at what's happening in Iowa. Here's our new polling, and we'll put it up on the screen. This is with Herman Cain still in the race. We then did it a second time by asking Cain supporters who their second choice would be, and then you can see how it gets redistributed. Gingrich up 2, Romney up 1, Paul up 2, Perry up 1, Bachmann up 2. So it's kind of all over the place, even though an endorsement you would think would go to Gingrich at this point.
All indications suggest that. You know, Gingrich has, to Mark's point, it's interesting how, with the help of the endorsement last week, how he has emerged not only as perhaps the alternative to Romney, but as a very serious voice. If you think about those who've emerged in the past, Perry, Bachmann, Donald Trump, and others, they're serious people in some ways, but they were not serious candidates. Gingrich, whether you like him or not, whether you disagree with him or not, and I disagree with him on most things, or a lot of things, he's a serious thinker, he's a presenter in a very serious way, and he's been able to connect with conservative voters in ways that the others have not. If you're in the Mitt Romney campaign this morning, you have to be far more concerned than you've ever been about a candidate who might be able, at least substantively, to stay around. The argument is that he may implode. I served with him in Congress. He certainly has a propensity to talk about himself in grandiose ways. It'll be interesting to see how he conducts himself over the next 30 days, because this race happens. The first race is in 30 days now.
Speaking of Newt Gingrich, that lack of discipline that he's talked about, the major moment this week is this theme of the good Newt versus the bad Newt. The bad Newt is on display, some suggest, when there's arrogance, when there's sort of, you know, a lack of discipline in putting out ideas about kids and child labor laws. This is what he told ABC about his prospects.
I'm going to be the nominee. I mean, it's very hard not to look at the recent polls and think that the odds are very high I'm going to be the nominee.
Good Newt or bad Newt?
Oh, that would be bad Newt. He is unusual. He's unique in American politics in the last 40 years. There's no one in either party who has been as round as long, both a very prominent figure, but also a grassroots organizer. And if this were going to be a 6-month campaign, if Newt had risen 6 months ago, I think the Romney people could be confident that over time those grandiose statements would catch up to him. I think a lot of people in the party now, they want a figure like Churchill. They want a big person who talks in bold ways to take on Barack Obama. I think the grandiose stuff gets laughed at in this city, but may actually help him in the next 30 days.
To people. I mean, one of the advantages he has is that I think sometimes there are people in the country who don't really understand the magnitude and the monumental nature and stature of Churchill and Kennan and some of the others he compares himself to. So he gets away with it. The question, though, is whether he implodes on other fronts. I think the points he made about children and the points he's made in the past about the African Americans and their role in our country and whether or not Obama fits some anti-colonial Kenyan model, those are the kinds of points I think at the end of the day, serious people, and particularly independents, as you know, are going to begin to ask, is he the kind of person we want negotiating with our exit from Iraq? Is he the kind of leader we want representing us in rooms with Chinese business leaders? Is he the kind of leader we want in a room dealing with Russia? I think those are questions that ultimately
Well, and Caddy, what about the outsiders?